We're your besties in your back pocket.
And this is your business banter by the basin.
Oh, babes, let's talk about the dog eat dog world.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I like to think in business that I'm a relatively friendly person, but sometimes you do have to, very much like the last episode, like we were saying. What was that saying you had?
Until you're known as a demon. Is it that?
A monster, yeah, that one.
Until you're known as a monster, you haven't made it in this business.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny that you mentioned that in the last one, because we recently did a collaboration with a brand with the salon, and it just didn't go the way it was meant to go. Basically, we were providing all of these discounts on services, which was part of the collaboration with them, but it was working. It wasn't working in our favour. It was meant to work to benefit both sides of the collaboration. Obviously, it's what it's there for.
Partnership, yeah.
That's what it's there for. But it wasn't, because the element of basically giving out and promoting it wasn't being done on their end. We did all of it. All the promotion was done, the social media, the visuals, everything, right? And I actually spent time, because I've trained my staff, because that's what you're meant to do as a business owner. I'm so passionate about how people don't train their staff. Anyway, I trained my staff in exactly how it was meant to work and everything like that. Anyway, by the end of it, after a few $1,000s of like discounted services, which look, we're in business, you take it on the chin. That's just kind of how that works. We decided that, because I've often, if there is any kind of promotion or any kind of marketing where it is costing money in any capacity, I always make sure that we have a 30-day mark where we review and kind of see what the yield is and the ROI and all that kind of stuff. And guess what? Looked at it, the ROI was in the negative, in the red.
No 30, 20, 10 here, folks.
There wasn't even 111. It was horrible. So we decided, pull it down. It's not working. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just obviously not working. And anyway, pulled it down off social media, pulled it off the VM. Like, we stopped promoting and everything like that. Anyone who came in with it, that was like the last few people that had it, we honoured it, and then we just kind of phased it out. Anyway, fine. About a month later, I get a text saying, "Hey," and it was this like really long-winded, like basically a really.
So you got a Shakespearean novel.
Oh my God, Shakespearean! It wasn't even. It was in ancient English. I swear, it was in old English.
Ye old
English.
From mine and Tony's time.
From the ye old time. It wasn't. Tony's putting his fingers up at us. That's bullying in the workplace.
Oh my God!
That's bullying in the workplace.
We're gonna fire the director.
Done. We did. Bring Tony back. Everyone wants to bring Tony. The people love you. The people love you. Didn't you say it?
Yeah, we said.
I posted
it's on Insta.
I posted a reel and at the end I was like, how we fired the producer, and then everyone was like, bring Tony back in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to find that up in social the fuck out of it. I mean, oops.
Beep that bit out. Anyway, so.
Fired again. We're firing Tony again. Fired for real this time. For realsies.
For reals.
For realsies. And where was I?
Dog eat dog.
Hello?
Is she calling the cat?
Probably. I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, so I get this long-winded
This is what
Shakespeare.
happens when you do business banter by the bush instead of inside, in the basin, in the privacy.
You think we weren't going to dissociate inside? We just do it outside, please.
I'm talking about the neighbour with the pussy cat. I also want to know why we can't keep calling this show Business Banter by the Basin if it's being done by the bush.
Do you guys know that we're in our salon? And if you just answered that question with yes, then thank you so much. Shani?
Over to you in the studio.
Shani, over to you in the studio. Shani with the weather folks.
Hang on.
Oh, Tony's giving her...
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, show my salon that I haven't cleaned completely. Thanks, yeah. Show my salon that I haven't set dressed. Yeah, no. Error, I don't need laundry.
Tony's...
Did you want me to get naked on the pod too?
No, that's a previous episode.
No, that you got naked on the pod.
Tony's definitely fired today.
Tony didn't get fired. Tony's getting terminated. And I'm not saying his contract. I'm saying life. We're killing him.
Tones has been Sicilian. Tonight you sleep with the fishes.
Hey, I've got cement. Actually, we've just built the house. Cement blocks at home.
Perfect.
I've got some change too.
Okay, we're good.
Anyway, we'll circle back. Back to my story. So anyway, I get this long-winded Shakespearean novel about how she was really disappointed. By the way,
Babe, you can't pull at the fluff of your mic and speak at the same
I just
time.
want to say really quick, no, because
Say it.
I have to, I can't just. This person didn't own the business. This is a small business, by the way. This was like me dealing with you, right? Like it wasn't like there was because you're a small business. Well, you're so small. Look at you, you're so small, so tiny, such a tiny way, a business. I saw your body scan.
It was
You're a small
amazing,
you're
wasn't
a
it?
tiny business.
Those results on that body scan.
That was tea. Body so tea, the
that
British hippie.
was epic.
That was wild. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. That's another episode.
We should
anyway,
circle back to that.
we should
circle back to
that.
my body scan
We'll
results.
table that. Yeah, actually, I went and got one a few days later. We'll convert. We'll swap and compare notes.
Okay.
Tea. So yeah, I get this long-winded thing. She doesn't even own the business, and I get this thing. She's so disappointed and yada yada yada. Right? And not even saying like, because here's the thing as well. When it didn't work, I'm like, well, it didn't work because there was nothing happening from the other end. So I'm like, well, obviously they just don't care. So if I'm not getting anything from your end, I'm not even going to bother sending an email.
Like partnership requires participation.
I don't have time for a text message then. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have the time at the end of the checkout to go, also we've got this really fun like collaboration, blah blah blah. I'm running a business and I'm able to do that with my clients every day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone else can. So I was like, well, if you're not putting the time into the collaboration, I'm not sending you a text message. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
So we just cut it and we kind of just moved on, right?
You're right.
Then I got the text. And I was getting this, anyway, it was all this stuff. And I just wrote back and I said, hey, it didn't work. We got nothing from your end. A, B, and C, we reviewed it. And then I got the next text message back was, oh, okay, all good, just checking in. And I went,
Did you even read the whole message? Because I don't know about you, but when people send me Shakespearean novels, I don't.
Sharon, I want to just clear one thing up really quickly. I sent the message to my fiance, who then surmised it.
Right.
And gave me the dot. I think my friend.
Yeah, but it's a Monday. The salon's not open.
I was calling back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gave me the play-by-play because I was like really.
Yeah.
It was one of those long messages that you had to scroll a couple times to get the whole thing.
Dog Eat Dog World, explain this to me because this is all your app, babe. So.
Oh, because it's like it was this whole thing of like why am I? It was basically a text message that was hoping to be sent with the result of me rolling over.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
As we spoke about previously, me rolling over and kind of just going, oh no, sorry, no, yeah, let's do it again, sort of thing. And I was kind of like, well, it didn't work.
I know, and I think
Point period.
I think what frustrates me the most about this scenario, and many like it, is when people make contact and they don't realise that you don't care. You're not going to spend your time and energy. Like, it's done. Move on.
And also, it's like I have to worry about, because at the end of the day, not only, as we spoke about in a previous episode, I have to put food on my table and other tables.
Like, there's other stuff to do than sit here and read your Shakespearean novel of a relationship that we're not progressing anyway, whether it's business, personal, whatever.
Because no work was put in, and even if work was put in, it did not work. The reason I think the reason it was taken so poorly was because I didn't let her know. And it's like, well, you didn't do anything about it, so why am I going to waste my time like I already have? I wasted enough time and in turn money.
You know what this is? This is people who have nothing going on, and this reminds me of Uber drivers.
I never went to Uber Java.
What?
Anyone that's not your age will understand what I just said.
Anyone who's not my age?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have you know that people think I'm 28, so I'm aging backwards. I'm Benjamin Button right here. You seen Benjamin Button?
No, I have. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm yet to see it.
That is so
Tea.
rude.
That's tea.
That is so rude.
That's tea.
Rude.
That's why this works, because we give each other shit all the time.
But let me tell you, just to kind of, do you want to talk about Dog Eat Dog World, whatever the saying is? People who send messages after the relationship has clearly ended don't have anything going on in their lives, much like people who move at a colossal pace.
Oh, at snail's pace.
Uber drivers are the worst for this. So first of all, you think these people would want to move quick because they're being paid for the speed in which they move at. And yet, babe, I need
Uber to have an option to pay more to make them move faster.
Babe, in America, there is that option. You can pay extra on. It's not Uber. It's their other one. Oh, I've had a mind
Like
blank.
Lyft?
No, what? No, it's Uber. It's a Eats one. It's not a. It's a Uber Eats one, but the equivalent. There's another one in America who does something similar, right?
yeah.
But
Like
basically,
Deliveroo.
you can pay extra for them to move faster, right?
Oh, it's like Uber Eats. You get priority delivery, but that's just they bring it to you first. They move
No,
faster.
it's these people actually. No, there's something
They're
about
on motorbikes.
It's at the speed in which they move. But I'll give you an
They're in
example.
Formula One cars. Yeah. They actually got police escorts.
Babe, I order Uber Eats. I see on the map that they've arrived. I walk down 3 flights of stairs at my house to go to the front door. I stand at the front door. They're still not there.
Shani's at the front. Shani's at the front door making. Shani's at the front door making
I've
foggy breaths, and she's writing sweet nothings on the window,
Babe,
waiting for her goddamn fish bowl.
Then they come.
And then here's the best part: it gets delivered to my shop, and then I open the door and I'm like, I didn't order that. And then I go, Sharon did though. So I text her and I say, get away from the front door. They ain't coming no more because I got it.
Now, the reason that happens is because when I come to get my hair done, I order lunch. I
And
get
then
it
she doesn't
delivered.
change it back.
I deliver it to your address, and then I forget to change it, and then my dinner turns up here.
And
But
then I've got Chinese food at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
but
And I'm 14 foils into a full head of foils, and I'm like, well, I didn't ask for noodles.
But that aside, right, I'm standing at the front door, still waiting, and then they come around the corner, and I see them coming towards my front door. They're now on my property.
at home, yeah?
This is at home.
Yeah.
They're now on my property,
They're within
and
the property
we've
lines.
made eye contact,
You're staring
and
at each
I've
other's souls.
cured cancer in the time it has taken for them to walk 7 steps to my front door.
That is insane.
It is doing my
That's some
head.
diabolical stuff. Because
But I'll tell you why this is a dog eat dog world, because they are not going to make it in life, babe.
do you know what?
They're not gonna
do you
make it
know,
in life.
I am.
They're not going to make it in life.
I had the
Because if that is the pace in which you move. And you know what else I want to know?
Tell me about it.
That was the strongest sperm.
Imagine the other ones. Imagine the other. You would have gotten your food and it would have refrosted. It would have. You know how they defrost food? It would have refrozen. You would have to get it and defrost
How was this the strongest sperm?
it. You, that would have. You genuinely. You would have. The food would have been moldy. The food would have actually been smarter.
Anyway, I don't really know
what's-
what the purpose of this episode is, other than
Neither
to
do
say.
I think it was just more stories. I think it was just more of a story time episode, which I love. I love a good story time episode as much as the next guy. But it is quite funny because it's. I say to people all the time, like, why are we not moving with purpose? Like, do you have no purpose? That's my favorite thing to say. Not you're moving too slow, not you're moving like a snail.
I love it.
It's why are you
I'm
moving.
gonna take that
Why
line.
do you have no purpose, right? So I will walk through a shopping center. This is like the best place that happens, right? And up until this salon, I only ever worked in shopping centers. So I am like
Wow.
notorious for this, right? I will beeline directly for where
Yes.
I'm going. If you're in my way, I'm looking you dead in the eye. And if you don't move out of the way, I'm like, oh, so we're not moving with purpose today. Oh, so we've got nothing. We've got no reason to be alive today. Okay. And then I will around them. When I tell
I'm like a killer shark in the
I'm like-
supermarket or the shopping center. Boom, boom, boom.
you know when you
boom,
watch
boom.
when you watch Fast and Furious and they've got the shot of the cars from front on, they're going like this between cars.
That's us.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm a Formula One car, and I'm.
Yes.
But the difference is I'm a Formula One car, but I got samurai swords on the front.
Yes.
So get too close, bitch, and it's gonna hurt. I shouldn't. I keep swearing. Sorry. I'm just really passionate about slow walking.
I'm really just passionate about people moving fast in general. So, if you don't want to be eaten by this world, here's the top tip.
Move.
Move with purpose.
Move with purpose.
And speed.
That's exactly right.
The end.
And Shani, where can they find you?
Insta or Facebook at Shani Taylor Official with the blue tick. And what about you?
You can find me on Instagram at George Matar Official, that's MATTAR, and you can find all our other links in the show notes.